Okay, perfect. Hello, Arvind. Hi, Teja. Hi, Tales of, I think it's Yummy or Yum. Okay, so have hi everyone. Wish you all Merry Christmas. Whosoever are celebrating, I hope this long weekend had gone really well, and we are getting up for tomorrow, new day from office. Okay, so just this session was a really quick one, and I just wanted to know what different difficulties if you are facing in your career in your automation testing, if you are doing automation testing. So what different challenges you guys are facing. So that was the main agenda of this whole session, and if I could solve them live, so that could be beneficial. So that is the main agenda behind having this live session. So I had basically captured few questions, so I'll be taking them first. So and also if you have any questions, you can just put in the chat box, and I am going to we are going to discuss on that, and eventually we will try to find out the questions and answers of whatever queries we have. Okay, so just let me, I was going through the form basically which I had collected, and from there I got some questions. So first of all, um, first question was related to the automation framework. So first question was from Sai basically. So it was that can you send me advanced automation framework? So um, in on my channel, basically, I am right now, creating a video series of advanced automation framework itself. So if you haven't gone through the series, it's in currently it's in production. So I am so far I think I have covered eight different sessions, and there are future videos which are coming up week by week. So the agenda of having that particular video sessions is to have you also with me, and you also come, and you also write code with me. So that is the main agenda where I had started that particular video series. So I am going to share that particular repo also. So if you haven't gone through my repo, um, then basically you can go on my repository. It's on GitHub. So GitHub, I'm just putting my GitHub repo, so you can go and check out over here. I'll just okay. So it's github.com and slash automate with Amit, and over there you will be able to find out multiple you know um, multiple automation frameworks which I had designed, and it's publicly available. So you can go and take or clone them on your system, and eventually you can work. So and the one which is right now available on my system on my channel, basically I'll be pushing that code also on my GitHub repository. So if you haven't checked out my GitHub repository, you can go and check out also. And also, if you haven't if you don't know basically how to clone the repository from my repo, so I think I already have two GitHub series, two videos of GitHub, how to clone the repository from GitHub on your system. So it's pretty detailed, so you need not to worry about how and where to check further things. So it's from scratch. So if you are newbie, or you don't have any idea upon GitHub, then also you will be able to understand what is GitHub, why we use GitHub and Git all together, and how to clone and how to work with Git and GitHub on your system. So you will be having the whole perspective of how to work on that. Okay, so I'll be taking one question from the chat. So what is the scope of Tosca automation tool or no code automation tool? See, Tosca as an automation tool is very popular. Why? I'll say why, because it gives functionality, it gives flexibility to the user to less code basically. So believe it or not, the future is of either no code or low code. So somehow there will be tools which will be getting much more impact going forward. So Tosca definitely has much more automation features which are there, and it is very much popular in the market. But recently I was reading out some of the surveys where different, it was on Microsoft blog basically, and I found that out of all the automation tool, so when I talk about automation tool, I am just referring UI automation as of now. So all the automation tool, Tosca or Selenium as an automation tool is capturing 29% of market share as of now. Okay, that's very huge. So there are other tools, of course, but in terms of opportunity, if you talk about, then there are more. Selenium is available. Tosca, of course, is there, but comparatively, you will find lesser opportunity than Selenium and other tools which are coming up, which are more there are other tools which are coming up, like Cypress is one of them, Playwright is another one. Okay, but there are multiple pros and cons of them. So definitely, I mean, one can think Playwright better than Selenium in one aspect, but in another aspect, Selenium is much more better. So as new and new automation tools are coming in the market, they have different perspective or different problems they are solving. So in a nutshell about Tosca, so Tosca definitely is a very good tool, and it has much more scope nowadays. It has gained popularity also, but comparatively, if I talk about, then not it is not up to the Selenium level or other tools which are getting much more impact as of now. Okay, so let me take another question from Arvind Kumar. So currently I am an UI automation, and to upgrade, can I do API testing or Python with Selenium automation? Which one has more opportunities? See, when we see UI automation nowadays, it's not only I mean, automation is not only what I say is relevant till the UI part. Okay. Now, if you see the whole structure of the software, how software has been softwares are being developed, they are nowadays from the monolithic structure where the all code is one bucket. Rather than that, they are getting getting ready, or they are getting created. Those code are getting created as per UI, or sorry, as per API structure base or microservices level of architecture. Okay, so API is nowadays everywhere, and believe me or not, API you should also at least you, if you haven't took a look of API, how API works, what is API automation or something, then I think if you are very good at UI automation, you have knowledge of UI automation, then I definitely say that you should explore API automation, because without in any particular UI automation nowadays, there will be API automation also. Okay, so uh, in a nutshell, if I say, there are more API automation rather than UI automation, because if you see how applications are being automated, because whatever, if you have automated API, that means at some extent you have covered UI also. So it's like from the bottom, if I talk about from the bottom level, then unit testing is the first place where testing begins by the developers. Okay, and after unit testing, integration testing, then something integration, then end to end, and then API, and on that also API. Then last layer of the testing is UI testing, where whatever left out cases which we cannot automate through UI, we cannot test through API, or we are testing through API, but also we wanted to test through UI only also. So then only UI is required, or nowadays we are pushing from that to that direction. Okay, so I would suggest, if you have good knowledge, or you have now knowledge on UI automation, then definitely you should explore API automation. And rather than, I mean, if you get the opportunity, it's again, being it Selenium with Python, being it Selenium with Java or C Sharp, a little bit difference will be there in Python and other programming languages, because Python is more model language rather than it has a little different structure of programming. But Java and C Sharp are almost same. And if you are getting the Python opportunity, it's good, I would say, because Python has much more simpler syntaxes, and it is very simple, and there are much more other functionalities are available in Python, which you further can explore apart from automation also. So definitely, I mean, if you are getting opportunity in Python, then my personal choice would be to go for Python, definitely. And definitely you should explore UI automation as well. Okay, so now Abhijit has another question. I have 5 years of experience in automation using Java, Selenium, FEM. What I can study? So Java, Selenium, okay. So I don't know if you have experience on API testing or not. I think if you haven't explored API automation, then definitely that should be your next thing to explore, Abhijit. API automation is very vast thing. It is very easy also, I would say. It's not too tough, but it is very instrumental and very important component of automation testing, or testing as of now, because the way softwares are being developed, APIs are instrumental in developing any software these days. So you can think of API automation as of now. Okay, so Tech XSS is the next one. For a fresher, what are automation tool knowledge required? See, for fresher, from freshers point of view, I think the biggest thing is the opportunity. Okay, so wherever opportunity lies, I think as a fresher you should go there. And right now, seeing the current market and current scenario of automation tools as such, Selenium is dominating, and I think upcoming years also Selenium would be there. And so definitely, I mean, you should go for Selenium, and whatever is your comfort comfort level of programming language, if it is Java or C Sharp or Python, so you can go with that. But if you are going for Selenium Java, definitely there are much more opportunities available. So if you are fresher and you are looking out for any particular automation testing tool, then Selenium Java could be the one. And apart from that, if you are also you able to understand the API knowledge, like how API works and how basically you can test APIs, okay, or software through APIs. So if you are able to grab that particular knowledge, then definitely that is going to help you. Okay. Okay. So another thing, how to increase package. Okay. So simple funda is that if you are at certain skill level, okay, uh, just simple thing is you learn next level of skill. Either you be better in that particular skill, or you learn something which is very next to that skill. So if you are in manual testing, start learning automation. If you are already in automation, try to learn, try to be better in that. If you are already expert in that, then try to explore other areas of automation. Maybe mobile testing, how to do mobile automation, how to do API automation, how to do desktop automation. If any desktop automation tool, that is also good. And if you know all of this, then definitely you can explore how these days artificial intelligence is also there. How you can leverage different artificial intelligence tools with your automation testing tools, or whatever way you are working in, then definitely that is going to give you huge edge over everything else. Okay. So if you are in your company and you know, let's suppose if you don't know anything also, but you somehow understood how I can integrate automation with artificial intelligence, then that is gonna be huge thing. But again, there are basic things which you need to be clear of, otherwise you won't be able to implement that also. So these days, definitely for all of us, including you and me, everyone else, so it is very much required that we also learn how artificial intelligence we can imbibe into our automation testing thing, or any other field, whichever you are interested in. So definitely you should check out any automation test, any artificial intelligence related tool in your career. Okay, so that is a simple thing to increase the package. Because one last point which I wanted to add in here, how to increase package. Basically, see, there is another way. It is simpler. By some people, what they do, they switch companies and they increase the package. Okay. At some point of time, what will happen, you won't be able to go beyond that package and you will be stuck. Okay. Unless and until you justify your package, your work, you won't be able to further enhance or excel in your career. It is something like, okay, any company is there and its share, whatever product it is selling is of no worth, or it has some value, but the share price of that particular company is fly high. Okay. And so what will happen someday, what will happen, that share price will go down or it will be stagnant at that particular point. So unless and until that company justifies its value, its worth, its revenue, or its valuation, I mean, it is not going to grow, or the share prices of that company is not going to grow. So similarly here also, you may get increased package, you may get higher package, but at the same time you have to justify your value also. At some point of time you have to just maybe not today, but tomorrow definitely. Okay, so that is another perspective to increase package. There are multiple ways, but whatever way you find useful for you, I think that you can do. Okay, so as a manual tester, definitely I think I had covered that point. Tales of Yum. And okay, so Priyanka, next question is from Priyanka. Good evening. What are opportunities game testing? Yeah, so see, from game testing point of view, I think uh, any company, I mean, if you are getting the opportunities in any company, any game testing, there are selective companies. See, there are few companies which are creating games. Again, here also, according to me, according to my perspective, there comes a, principle of demand and supply. Okay, so there are in whole IT industry as such, there are bunch of companies, or there would be few companies which are creating games, right? And there would be and they require testing of games. So if you are getting opportunity in there, then I think it's a demand is high, then you and supply is also high, then definitely you will get good package and good worth over there. But once you come out of that, then if you are you have to look over other industries, other companies which are not working in game industry, right? So definitely, I mean, if you are getting any particular opportunity in game industry, it does not matter. You have just have domain knowledge of that game testing, how testing is being done in the game companies, gaming companies, basically. So I think whether you are being into the gaming industry or any other people, who are working in BFSI domain, they generally what happens, they they are tagged sometime to that particular domain itself, because they understand the functionality of BFSI domain, banking, financials, and insurance domain. And they, if they are given a travel domain task, then it is their responsibility to learn that domain and then eventually apply the testing concepts. It testing concepts are same everywhere, but the way we test are changed from domain to domain. So you have to be uh, first thing is you need to be aware of how are we testing things. Then if you are coming out of that particular gaming or coming out of that particular domain, then you need to learn a different domain and then eventually apply the testing knowledge over there also. So if you are getting the opportunity, then I think that is fine. It is always good to learn a different domains that give better perspective and better things, understanding basically to and if you get another opportunity in another domain, then definitely it will go, be helpful for you. Okay. Okay. So another thing, right now I'll take another question from the people who had submitted the form basically. So here I took one question from Sai. Another question is from Muhammad Irfan. How to learn automation testing easily in the duration of 1 month? Okay, so so for this, basically, if you are trying to learn automation testing easily in 1 month duration, so basically, according to me, what should be the pathway for that? According to me, if you are learning and giving 1 hour daily, 1 hour daily, that means in a month, if you are giving if you are dedicating 30 hours in 1 month, then I think you can learn automation very easily first thing is the tool basically you need to select first of all. Okay, so API testing, definitely that can be learned in 2 weeks or 3 weeks duration. Okay, so first of all, if you are not clear with the basics of how API works, how how we are going to test. So if you are clear on that part and you are learning further things on top of that, whatever way we can automate the things, being it UI or API, then definitely you should be taking any particular tool. If you are taking, for example, Selenium, then Selenium, in there you have to learn. There are way basically, if you are learning that way, then definitely you can learn in 1 month duration. But if you are learning, someday you are learning something and another day you are learning something, then definitely that is not going to give you any road ahead, and eventually you will be stuck. So what is my way of learning automation, or how I would be starting learning if I were to start from scratch? Then first of all, I would understand how Selenium works, very basic things. Okay, so how how Chrome driver works, how driver works, how what are different classes, what are different ways, basically what are different classes and things. So first I will learn, then I will start automating on day 2 or 3 itself directly. What I'll do, I'll pick one particular website and I'll start automating that particular website itself. I'll write few manual cases. Okay, so for example, if I take any particular travel website, okay, so if I take travel website, then I'll write one scenario, maybe logging in, then into I'll put some text in from, then to, then select submit, and then click on login button. So I'll write 4 or 5 simple scenarios and I'll try to automate that. And while automating, I'll figure out, okay, so now I have to how I will open the browser. So that will be first thing. Once I open the browser, then how I'll go on that particular website, or how I'll put some text in that particular text box, then how to select calendar, how to click on a particular button. So that way I'll start. Once I'll be able to figure out how to interact with certain web elements, and perform action on that, then I'll also start. That is one way of writing code in one single file. You can write like opening the browser, going on URL, putting text in to and from, and then clicking on login button, something like that. But as I'll automate few scenarios, what I'll do next, I'll start putting them in a proper structured way. So what is the structured way? Basically, start creating framework. What is the basic funda? Why do we use framework? Basically, to reduce the duplicacy of the code and to enhance the maintainability. Okay, so that, keeping that in mind, I'll start structuring my code in more better way, so that I don't duplicate, or I don't if I have to maintain my code further on, that is easier. Okay, so that way basically I'll start automating, and that way basically I'll automate, and I'll learn automation. Okay, so that's one way. Okay, so next question here I have from Arvind. So how will be the scope of ETL testing in future? See, to be very frank, I never worked with ETL testing as such, but I know what is ETL testing. Like I think we use it for database testing. So definitely, I think I haven't explored much on database related things, like what are different tools on database, and so maybe database is always there are like there are other tools also in the market, but I am hearing about ETL like long back from 7-8 years ago also. So it is till now relevant. I think it is going to be, it is mostly used database testing tool. So that is going to be relevant in near future also. But sorry, as of now, I mean, I don't have that perspective how it is going to be in maybe more than 5 years or something. So maybe if you want, I can give that perspective to you in next weekly live, because we are going to do this weekly live I mean weekly, so as its name says. So I'll give you that perspective in next weekly live. Okay, Arvind. Okay, so another thing, another question which we have, how do you leverage Chat GPT with Selenium Eclipse and integration with Selenium, basically? Okay, so this question basically comes from Dilip. So how do you leverage Chat GPT with Selenium Eclipse? Okay, so right now, okay, so whatever I am using ChatGPT, I basically use ChatGPT for everyday, day-to-day work. Right now, if I were to create any particular, script in Selenium, or any particular, if I have to automate any particular scenario where I have to get the code, so that is going to enhance my productivity immediately. I need not to think upon how basically I should be writing the code or something like that. So that way I am enhancing my productivity. And recently, if I tell you the couple of examples where I am using ChatGPT right now in my automation testing. Recently in my company there was a hackathon, and in hackathon I was given one task of integrating Slack. If you know, there is a messaging application that's very famous in companies. So few companies use Slack, or a few companies use Teams basically is very much popular these days, but Slack is another tool which is popular, and companies use that for communication. So I have to integrate that particular application through one utility we had created. So through that utility, so basically I had no idea how to integrate that particular utility through Slack, but I use Slack, I use Chat GPT for that, and it was seamless. And in a matter of, I think, 2 to 3 hours, I had done that integration completely. So that's how you have to think how you can increase your not only in Selenium, basically how you can increase, how can you use Chat GPT. And believe me, Chat GPT is not the only one tool which is required, which is there. Automation in artificial intelligence, there are hundreds of tools in each and every domain or aspect of life, whichever you are going through. There are tools right now, so you should be able, you should be knowing the best tool for you to do certain tasks. That's it. And that's how you have to leverage, and you have to be using artificial intelligence tool in your day-to-day activities. And that's how you will be increasing your productivity. And eventually it's uh, the potential is huge. I can see, like, whatever work I could be doing in one day or something like that. Recently, I'll tell you one more instance how I used ChatGPT. There is one, if you, I don't know if you guys had looked on one of the one of uh, one of the video which I have in my on my channel. It is related to the Selenium, basically Selenium C sharp. That particular video is for Selenium with C sharp. But what is the scenario over there? Scenario is how do we automate canvas element. So if you don't know the canvas element, I'll just put over here canvas. This is the element. How do we automate canvas element using Selenium? Okay, so there was no automation. There was no YouTube or YouTube videos available. None of the videos available on the internet also. But I used Chat GPT for that to automate, and that helped me a lot. And if I haven't used that Chat GPT tool at that day, I think I were never I wouldn't have been able to automate that scenario. So that's how we can think beyond our capabilities if we are using or if we are leveraging automation tool, artificial intelligence, AI tools basically. Okay, so that's how we have to use that. Okay, so another question over here is from Yojana. Okay, so she says that I have experience in Selenium automation testing of 3 years, but nowadays all are asking both APM and Selenium. Which one is better in this to develop our career? See, I think if you have Selenium and APM both, okay, so that is going to help you a lot. Okay, so if you ask me which one to take out of priority from Selenium and APM, if you learn Selenium, I think APM is much easier to learn. At the back end, because after you learn Selenium, because APM also uses the concepts of Selenium itself. Okay, so if you are going to look over the job for APM, then eventually you have to learn Selenium concepts only. Okay, so you need to learn Selenium, then eventually you should be jumping on APM. And once you, I think, learn Selenium, then it will be a lot more easier to learn APM. So if you are going on the jobs and you are learning APM, then I think you should be focusing on Selenium rather than APM. So first Selenium, I think, and if I give priority, then APM should be second. Okay, so I have another question from Deep. Okay, so as a fresher, like in Selenium, I have different options to go with different language. And also for API, I have different scripting language like JavaScript, VB script. So in which way I have to go forward? Okay, so see, this question comes to each and every fresher. Like there are so many languages. If we are talking about Selenium, then Selenium comes with Python, C Sharp, Java, Ruby, Scala, or something like that. There are many languages Selenium supports. So which language should I approach? If we are learning API testing, then API testing, there are other scripting languages. Actually, I don't know if okay. So and as he says, JavaScript or something, JavaScript VB script. So from my perspective and from my experience, what I'll suggest, if you are going through the if you are learning from scratch, then if you learn Selenium with Java, then you will be having much more opportunities available. And if you're learning API testing, then API also, if you're learning through Java, then there are more jobs. But at the same time, if it is not like that, you can go for C sharp language also. So that also is having much more demand in the industry, because C sharp people are very less in the market. So that also gives you better opportunity as it's something like more demand, less supply. That means you will be having better opportunities. Okay, so and if you learn Java, then I think it's very much easier to learn C Sharp, and Python again is easier only. But if I have to give only one option for you, then I think Java would be the best for the freshers, because it has much more opportunities. And as a fresher, our intention is to get job first, rather than learning what to learn and what not. Okay, so that being a fresher, I think you should focus on Java. And if you are learning JavaScript, that is good to have, because nowadays whatever modern automation tools like Playwright, Cypress, and all these automation tools which are coming up, they use JavaScript. So if you're learning JavaScript also, that's added advantage. Okay, so I think we are almost done. How can I? There is one last question from Giri Mahesh. So how can I get a call, and how I crack the interview? Okay, so for this, I think I'll give you one quick tip how to get call. Okay, so what people do generally, what people do, they nowadays, if I see, there are a few portals, right? Naukri, like there are Naukri, Monster, or Indeed, or something like that. There are job portals through which we get calls. There is one more portal, I think most of us underuse, or we don't use that. That's LinkedIn. So that also one, there is this LinkedIn tool. Basically, LinkedIn platform is such a big tool for companies to hire talent, that if you find out opportunities on LinkedIn, and if you go who has posted that particular job posting and approach them and follow up with them, then eventually I think there are increased chances of getting the calls, rather than blindly waiting for the jobs to come to you. And so from my perspective, how do you get the job or something like that, or better calls, I think you should also use LinkedIn platform if you're not using. And if you're already using, then do follow-ups, do the search for the jobs, and go to the job poster, and whosoever is posting the jobs, and then eventually you have to follow with the person who has posted the job, and eventually you will get the job call at least, or if you're getting the reply from them, that is also a positive point, right? So that is one more way of getting further jobs. Okay, so that was all. I think we already passed 45 minutes or 15 minutes almost. So if you have further questions, I think we can cover up in the next weekly live. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do. And thank you. Wish you all a Merry Christmas, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.